रामचंद्र की ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुदेवाय नमः। Okay, if you're joining us today for the first time, we are seeing a small little text called as Manah Sodhanam. It is composed by our Pujya Guruji, Ji. Tremendous little text. It becomes so popular. Now in Mahasamadhi camp, I'm taking this again. Just now, next week. So it's a very Wonderful little text becomes so well known. Right. So Guruji is talking about impurities of the mind and the removal of these impurities. Huh? And what is the train of thought is like this. The train of thought is, even though I may acquire knowledge, that knowledge will be of no use to me unless I gain a nishtha in. And for that, I have to sit in meditation like that. I have to sit in nididhyasana, because after doing shravanam and mananam and all, I will get all the knowledge. But nishtha, if I don't get, then there is no real utility value in that knowledge. It doesn't do anything for me. That is why you see all the time people, when some disaster or calamity or something come in life, they tell Swamiji, I know all the knowledge of the scriptures, but it did not help. It did not do anything. We still weep and cry and we are hurt and everything, just like if we had no knowledge. So the person who had no knowledge and the person who had knowledge, no different. It's because we have not gained a nishtha in that knowledge. And for that nishtha, I have to really dwell on that knowledge for a long time, meditate on that knowledge. And I'm not going to get that nishtha if there is a layer of impurities in the mind. That will not allow that nishtha. It's like what? If you land on the floor like this, your foot is firmly planted on the floor, you can stand properly, right? This level. And if there's grease on the floor, then what you will stand properly? You will not stand properly. So that grease is that level, a layer of impurity, like that. And when you land on that, that is like Canadian winter and ice. Yeah. In Trinidad, we don't know what that is. Only when we come here, we see that thing. So, in the same way, the mind will not be able to dwell very firmly in that Paramatma and dissolve in Paramatma if there is a layer of impurity there. So now he's talking about all of these various impurities and reflection on them, and all of that is going on. We started seeing this yesterday. Okay, now we left it last night. Number 16, I think. 15. 15? Yeah. So we have to see now. Satya Buddhi. Let us chant from there and we'll see. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Lal ki jai. Satya Buddhir Yada Dishye. We look at the world and we give a reality to it. This is a very interesting fact about the world. It is our mind which gives reality, which gives value, which gives positive and negative traits to this world. Our mind only. Bhagavan Shankar says, Nahyastya vidya manasotirikta manohya vidya bhavavanda hetu. The mind alone is ajnan, and it is that mind alone which is the cause of bondage. And the Upanishad says mind is the cause of bondage and freedom. Both. So it is the mind which is doing everything in this world. So the mind looks out at this world and thinks, oh, this is real. And it is also separate from me, these two things. And then after that, it superimposes joy or sorrow on the object. They call it dhyasa. It superimposes. Look here, you know that no thing in this world, maybe you have not thought about it, but no thing in this world has any intrinsic worth. We superimpose the worth. If you put up a brick of gold there and you put here a bowl of dog chow and you bring a puppy, which one he'll go for? He'll not go for any gold. But you bring the human being now. Because for that dog, that gold is worth nothing. But now you bring the human being. Oh. Because the species and the tradition and all that. What is that asteroid they have discovered? 21. What? They've discovered an asteroid. You know, if you go and you see that asteroid is made up of a gold. And if they can get that asteroid to come to Earth, scientists are thinking, you know, of course they can't get it, but their mind just goes into that flight. It's really, this is now astronomy. You know, those of you who study this branch now, you will see. It starts with a number, 19 something. Anyway, the name. So now they have calculated that if that asteroid comes to Earth, every one of us will be a billionaire. The amount of gold, all 7 billion people on the Earth will be billionaires. Now you tell me, if there is so much of gold on the Earth, will gold be worth anything? Gold will be worth nothing. Zero it will be worth. So now, where is gold getting its value from then? Because if gold has value and you bring all that gold here, then there should be so much more value. That time nobody will want to even see gold if they bring that asteroid here. So it is, we are the ones, we say, oh, this mineral is scarce. So we put a value on that mineral. But intrinsically, that thing has no value. This is a peculiar feature of the human mind. Let me tell you a story. Now, when I start all these stories, I don't know if I'll finish this text, One fellow, he was there on the ground floor like this, just sleeping, trying to sleep. So outside on the road, outside in the yard, some children were playing. And when so he could not sleep. So he put his hair out the window and he told to those children, hey, you all don't know? That's Seth G down at the end of the street. He's giving free ice cream. So these children all ran there to get free ice cream. So when they were going, they told the other children in the street, Seth G is giving free ice cream. So those children ran also. So then the parents asked, where are you all going? They said, Seth G is giving free ice cream, we are going there. So those parents learned now, and they told the other parents, and the other parents, and they must have WhatsApp the whole group of the whole Sangha. Because sometimes they have community groups, they must have put out a bulletin now. You know? Seth Ji is giving free ice cream. So now the whole street was going like that, and big noise on the street, everybody going. So this fellow, now he heard this noise on the street. So again, he put his head out the window and he heard the noise. You know, he saw everybody going that side. So he shouted out to them, "Hey, where are you all going?" He said, "You don't know? Say." He said, "Really?" He also went out the house and he joined that. What crazy thing, isn't it? I think you only started the room, huh? And now you also. So the idea is we only superimpose the value on the thing and then we run after the same thing. And this is a really big trick of the mind. And it is proven by very simple logic that nothing in this world has any 1 ounce of happiness. But we superimpose the happiness on the thing, then we run after the thing. And if we get it, he says, Sukha buddhi tada tasmin dukkha buddhir iva bhavet. We get either joy or sorrow. If we get it, then there's joy. If we don't get it, then there's sorrow. And I am the one who is causing that all the time because I superimpose the happiness on the thing in the first place. He continues that same idea in the next line. See? Number 16. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai So then when we look at the object in the world, then there we superimpose joy or sorrow on the object, right? And this object will give me joy. No, that one I have to stay away from that. That will give me sorrow only. And the objects are by themselves neutral. Raga for this one and Dvesha for that one. Raga Dvesha Prajayate. Then Tada Chitte Vrithayava. Unnecessarily we go on doing that. When the objects themselves, they are all neutral. They really don't have any joy or sorrow. Tavyam hi aham pravarteva nivarte Loka Vastuni. And based on this now, we run after this object and we run away from this object. So our whole life is spent running either this side or running that's running to this one or running away from that one. Whole life like that. When really I am walking about with the whole uh, joy, ocean of joy in my own heart. And I run towards this one and run away from this one. And if I get this one, I'm happy. And if I get this one, I'm miserable. And that is how this Prakriti works also. The one you're running towards, it runs away. Huh? And the one you're running away from, yeah, it comes after you. Yeah. Dogs are heel. So, there's a bina mange moti mile. Mange mile na bhik also. Without desiring, we get gems and jewels, and without desiring, we cannot even get alms like that. So, the next verse concludes the train of thought. This is number 17. See this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Labhe sukhi tatha dukhi alabhe. So if you don't get it, I am miserable. Then, which thing? The object which I thought to be so good and will give me happiness. Priya vastu. Then, samsara ayam maya prapta. In this way, I found myself in samsara. This is what samsara is. Samyak Sarati is going on and no stopping. From one object to the next. I keep going on and on like that. Mithya athyasa purasaraha. And this is due to mithya atyas. That means false superimposition. And this is a very, very serious matter of the mind. And you know, samsara is such and samsaric existence is such that I'm suffering from a very, very serious effect of Maya. And I don't know. I just keep going on and on and on. And I think that is what life is. And all these systems and institutions and traditions and all these things that we have built up around us, they have all been designed to perpetuate the samsaric existence. It is amazing how everything is designed to perpetuate this only. So only the person who really hears this thing, does Shravanam, then he will start becoming wiser. I don't know if this phrase is there in this country, but he will start wising up. He start wising up. Otherwise, we are none the wiser. Yeah, like that. Because everything, you just see, look here. I'll tell you. Think, huh? In your house, you were brought up and you were told by your parents that they go to school, study well, you will get a good education, and you'll get a good job, and you'll make good money, and you'll marry a good person, and you'll have a good family, and everything will be good. Huh? So the whole education system and all of that, and the purpose of education in the culture in which we are taught is you go study, you'll get a good job, and you'll make good money. And then that is equated now with a good life down the road. Correct? But any of that thing works? None of it works, because I know many people who have not gotten good job, good education, good job, good money, and they're very happy and nice and everything, and dharmic and everything like that. So none of that thing is true actually, but that is what is taught. So we spend our whole life by this system which has been put in place, and we know it is not true. But then after that, the whole life has gone, you know. Somebody comes to your house and when you're little and they ask, see how the life goes really. When you're little, they come there and ask, Are umar kitna? Chota bacha. Umar kitna? After a little while, they come back, you started school now. Marks kitna? Little time they come. Then you get all your education and all that, you get married and all that kind of thing. Then they ask you after some time, Bache kitna? A little time passes and all that kind of thing. Salary kitna, they'll ask, because you have to take care of this. And then by the time you reach 40, 50, BP kitna, sugar kitna, like that. They go and ask. So the life goes like that. And then way down you realize, but I did not, life, yes. And see, the one who is coming also, he is not asking any pertinent question about Shastra. So the one who is living and the one who is visiting and everybody is all about this worldly process. Samsara, Guruji calls it. Samsara. And it's so, it will come just now more again. I'll tell some more about that. Huh? So I'm caught up in a whole lifetime of getting this object and running away from this object. Like we pursuit of money. And then what? When the time to pay the tax, man. What do you call it? Okay, what do you call it? Revenue Canada. When it's time to pay Revenue Canada, I'm running away from that, isn't it? And one fellow used to write, he was, people write non-fiction and fiction books. So his book, he used to write fiction stories. So his friend met him on the street. So what is your latest fiction? Oh, my latest fiction? My income tax return. Because he's running away from the taxman, isn't it? He's trying to run away from that taxman and trying to run towards the way you'll take the money, like the whole life like that only. So all of this happens because of this very important word which is there in the last phrase, mithya adhyas. Mithya adhyas means false superimposition. We are the ones who superimpose false values on things. And please see, there's simple logic given in Shastra and all to show how happiness or joy cannot be in objects. If happiness or joy were there in the object, because I'm superimposing, I'm saying this thing will give me happiness, so I'm saying the happiness is there. If happiness or joy could give, this object could give happiness or joy, then anybody who got that object will be happy. If the happiness inhered in the object, anybody who got that object will be happy. But you know that man is so happy in that cyber truck. And that other fellow, even if it's from a distance, he doesn't want to go near. So if happiness was there in cyber truck, it should make this fellow happy, and that fellow happy, and the other one happy, and every doesn't happen. Second thing is, see, heat inheres in fire. So anybody who touches the fire, they will get burnt, correct? Because heat is inherent in fire. But happiness is not inherent in objects like that. The second thing about the object, if it makes you happy today, it should make you happy today and tomorrow and the next day. And for your whole life, it should make happy, isn't it? But that also doesn't happen. You get iPhone 10. I don't know what is the number now or not. 15. And it makes you so happy. And after the 1 year, new one comes out. New model. 16 comes out. And you look at your 15. That is a source of misery now. Because everybody has 16 and I have 15. So I had superimposed the happiness on iPhone 15. And it was really not there. If it was there, it should make you happy today, tomorrow, and every day, like that. That doesn't happen. You see? So now, this false superimposition is one of our biggest problems. And he says now, we have to do, in number 18, Narada Praha Chitta Dosha Nivrittaye. Narad now told to Yudhishthira, means to remove all these impurities from the mind. See, this is number 18. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam. So this false superimposition, mithya adhyasa, is the second layer of impurity, which I told you on the first day. For those of you who were here, I told the first layer of impurity that we call as ajnana, avarana. Then the next one is called as vikshepa. So that is false superimposition, falls in that category. And then the others, mala, kam, krodh, lodh, ityadi, all of this and this on the bottom here. The other two, they are not so well discerned. These other two, we don't really know that we are victims of these other two. But the kam, krodh, lodh and all, we see that every day. These are the regular ones, you see. So, here now, Guruji tells, Narad is telling to Yudhishthira, Prageva, way in the past, that there are upaya means to remove all of these impurities from the mind. So Narada is telling to Yudhishthira and says, Tam smarami cha shreyase. For my own benefit now, I remember this upadesh given by Narada to Yudhishthira. Narada is going to tell to Yudhishthira how to remove all of these various types of impurities. In a very nice discussion that follows, we'll see now. This is number 19. And it will tell one by one how to remove all of these impurities of the mind. Very quoting from Shastras. Asankalpat Jayet Kam. So, this karma is conquered by not engaging in fanciful imagination. Asankalpat. Sankalpa means fanciful imagination. Here, fanciful imagination means for me to imagine or superimpose some one thing on another thing which is not there. Like the person who is going with a basket of eggs on his head. So he thinks I have this 1 dozen of eggs or whatever he's taking, and I'm going to sell this 1 dozen eggs and I'll make 50% profit. And then I'll come back and buy more eggs, and then I'll go back. Then next time I have 100%. I was imagining a whole lot of things in his mind. And then just before entering the market where the eggs were to be sold, his toe hit a stone, a rock, and ta-da, all eggs went away. So the fanciful imagination was so much in his mind that he was not paying attention to the rock which was there at the entrance. And then he stumbled and everything broke. But fanciful imagination is what I call building castles in the air. Yeah. We are good at that. Huh? People say, but Swamiji, what is the alternative to all of this? Because this is what people do all the time. And the fanciful imagination which is being spoken about here is, I superimpose happiness on this object. And when I get this object, I will be happy. I will be happy. I will be happy. And that from ordinary life, that really never. That is like the lady was saying. When I was in preschool, I was dying to go to primary school. Because preschool has no happiness. Happiness is there in. I was dying to go to high school. When I was in high school, I was dying to go to university. This is what everybody goes through. Eh? We may have forgotten, but this is exactly what we go through. When I was in university, I was dying to graduate. When I graduated, I was dying to get a job. When I got a job, I was dying to get married. When I got married, I was dying to have children. When I got children, I was dying for these children to grow up and get married and get out from this house. These children grew up and got married and got out from the house. I was dying to retire. When I retired, I realized my whole life I have been dying and I forgot to live. Whole life, die, die, die. And some people, so in other words, the happiness is not where I am. The happiness is in the next stage. So and when we get to the next stage, we realize the happiness is not there. That's why he said, no, it is in the next stage. So how come if you were seeing the happiness in the next stage, when you got there, it was not there? It is because we are superimposing it. And if you superimpose a snake on a rope, there is no snake. So this is the same thing. Exact same thing. Huh? No different. We superimpose the happiness on the next. And do you know, some people superimpose the happiness after the retirement also. They superimpose the happiness beyond the grave also. Yeah. One fellow went to buy his coffin, before. So he told that undertaker, when I die, don't bury me in this cheap coffin, bury me in this expensive coffin here. That undertaker said, yes, sir, if you will be more comfortable in that one with him. Because he's thinking, after I die now, I will get at least happiness in an expensive. Whole life from preschool, you did not have it. When you go there, and nowadays, I tell you, see, what they say? RIP. Yeah. Yes. Rest in peace. But if you go to these big, huge cities like LA and Chicago and huge New York and all, right, they don't have space anymore in this cemeteries to rest the coffin like crowded. So now they put it like this. So now that fellow can't rest in peace anymore. Now he has to stand in peace. Happiness is all shattered. No happiness in the cemetery also. So if you are superimposing happiness over there, that is not going to happen. That's an amazing thing. One fellow went to buy that cemetery plot, to bury. So he asked, how much is the cemetery plot? 5,000. What about that one over there? 10,000. Huh? Why same cemetery? I didn't know. No, you go there. You will see the view. He buys that one. So he have expensive coffin and good view. Yeah, but now he will be happy after the grave. So this is the most wonderful thing. This is called fanciful imagination. Yeah, mithya dhyasa. So we superimpose that happiness on that thing. And he said the way to get rid of karma is to stop doing this thing. The first phrase, the way to get rid of this karma is to stop doing this. Because really, the happiness is not there in that thing. I'm walking, Kabir Sahib. Kasturi Kundal. Kasturi Kundal Basai Mrigadune Banamahi Aisi Ghati Ghati Ram Basai Dunya Dekho Nai Kabhi Aisi Ghati Ghati Ram Basai Dunya Dekho Kasturi Kundal Basel is this deer walks with this kasturi hanging right here, and that has a nice scent. And the deer runs the whole forest looking for this scent, where it is coming from. And this fellow doesn't know. In the very same way, I'm the one who is carrying happiness, and I superimpose the happiness on that thing, and then I run after that. If we can sit back and watch ourselves do it, this is a very nice game to watch. It's better than the Super Bowl. If we can watch ourselves do it, but the problem is we cannot watch ourselves do it. We lose ourselves in doing it. That is the problem. We lose ourselves in doing it. And so now, to watch ourselves do it, we have to really do all of these sadhana to come to that state where we can watch ourselves do it. That is the idea. Huh? Asankalpa jayet, jayet kamam. To get rid of this kama, we have to stop doing this false superimposition, fanciful imagination on things of the world. Oh, this thing has happiness, that thing has happiness. And we calculate, I tell you, it's amazing. People calculate. You see upstairs, you may have seen, I'm wearing Crocs. Crocs. Well, so how people calculate, you have to get a little add-on for your Crocs because you have to enhance the Crocs. You can't just have a plain old Crocs. You can't just have plain old Crocs. You have to enhance the Crocs. So they have add-ons. So you buy the add-ons. So when I buy the add-on now, that somehow gives some happiness. When I get the add-on, it will give me some more happiness. So the Crocs is already giving 10 qubits. When I put the add-on, I get 12 qubits. Like that. So we calculate little things. You wouldn't believe how much we calculate. We do all of that unconsciously. I mean, some man took me to his Croc store. Real story. He told me, Swamiji, I'm making more money from the add-ons. For real. He's the owner of his store. He said, I'm making more money from the add-ons than from the Crocs itself. It's amazing. And I'm telling you, everything outside in the world is designed to make sure that our mind remains like that. It's an amazing thing. Anyway, asankalpa jayet kamam. This kama will cease when we on things of the world. Krodham kama vivarjanat. Krodham kama vivarjanat. Now, if I don't get rid of this kama, there is no chance of getting rid of Krodha. And I explained that on one of the previous days already. How kama is related to Krodha. And now the next one is new. Artha, anartha, ikshaya. Artha, anartha, ikshaya means to see, this to get rid of lobha, greed, to see the calamitous effect of wealth. Now, I told you that nothing in this world has any value intrinsically, right? So now, when we say the calamitous effect of wealth, it means to say the calamitous effect that I cause wealth to cause in my life. Because wealth itself doesn't intrinsically has any good or bad. But human species use this wealth and create so many problems. That is why somewhere in the Christian people, Bible and all, they say, what? It is a needle than to get a rich man to Swarga. Like that. What strong statements and all they have about wealth. What he means to say is the person who is attached to wealth, it has calamitous effect. The people will do anything. Therefore, Bhagwan Shankaracharya said, Yalla bhase nija karmo patam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. And to tread carefully, and when we do a hard day's work, that hard earnings of that hard day's work, to be very contented with that hard, that hard day. Otherwise, well, lobha is such. The more we see, the more we want, and more. Let me just ask you a simple question. See how this wealth causes a lobha in a person. One man comes to you and says, "Bhaiya, मेरे पास 1 million है, और I don't have any use for it. ले लीजिए, please. You take it. $1 million you give. Done. Is there anybody in this world who will ever say, no, I don't have any use for 1 million. Please, you keep it. I don't want it. That will not happen. And if that man comes back the next day and tells again, I have 1 more million. Even though yesterday you already got 1 million. The man comes back the next day and says, I realize I have 1 extra million. Please take this one also. Again, the second one also, nobody will say no. These are how human beings are. Narad was once walking somewhere and a beggar told, Narad, please give me some money. So Narad said, Bhaiya, I am, Parivrajaka, Virakta, going from place to place. I don't have any money and all. My pocket, not pocket. I don't have any pocket also to tell about money. So Narad said, okay, but I'll tell you. I know Kuber. Kuber, you know? Yes. He is. So I will send you to Kuber. You go and tell that Kuber that I sent you. And he took some chalk and he signed his name on that beggar's hand. And you go and show Kuber. He'll know you came from me. Kuber will give you something on my behalf. So that beggar went to Kuber. He said, look, Narad said to give me something on his behalf. So Kuber said, okay. He put his hand like this in the khazana and he took out some and he gave in that beggar's bowl. So when the beggar pulled his bowl and looked at it, there was nothing. So he showed Kuber. Oh, so I'm surprised. Again he put. And then the both of them again looked and there was nothing in that bowl. And 3 times he did like that and the bowl had nothing. So Kuber said, what type of bowl you have there? You give me that bowl, let me see. He took that bowl and he flipped it over like this and realized that bowl was a human skull. Oh. He said, my dear, you go and you change this bowl and come back. Because no matter how much we put in there, it will be like zero, like there's nothing there. This means to say that no matter how much you give him, this lobe. So he's saying here, you see how this lobe takes us from birth till death all the way. And then in the end, nothing. We have to leave everything and go. So the lobe preoccupied my life and the life which I could have done sadhana. And in the end, if I could have carried the wealth with me, then it would have been okay. So the life would not have been gone in vain because I could take the wealth with me wherever I'm going. But then the life went in vain because I could not take the wealth. You see? While the lobe, the wealth preoccupied my whole life. So like that, to see the calamitous effect, once I get attached to wealth, it will take me down that road. In Trinidad, we have a saying, I don't know if you know in your language what it will be. Friends take you, but they don't bring you back. Friends take you, but they don't bring you back. So like that, the wealth takes me, but it never brings me back. And the only wealth remains. Yeah, wealth is like that, actually. And the last one in this verse, and he continues in other verse also. Bhayam tattva avamarshanat. This is the most wonderful phrase. See, look here. When we are scared of something, right? What do? Well, nowadays they say if you are scared of a spider, well, maybe you could get a rubber spider, toy spider, rubber, and you play with it a little bit, and then you might slowly, your fear might go away for the rubber one. And then later on, you see a real spider. Then you say, if somebody takes you close, somebody who you trust, they take you close to the spider. See, the spider doesn't do anything. Look, I can touch him. So you have very many methods in this world to get rid of fear, isn't it? Or like I fear for my life, or I fear for this. So what we do, most people do, and now they play on this fear. What? Take out insurance. I fear such and such will happen. So let me take out some insurance like that. I fear that I will lose this, I will lose that. I take out some insurance and all. So they have so many mechanisms of fear. But really speaking, Guruji here is quoting direct from the Shastras. Fear will eventually go and can eventually go only when I have come to discover the non dual truth. There is no other way to remove fear. I mean, I can get rid of little fear, the spider, or some people have fear of height, or this or that or that. I can get rid of those little things. But ultimate fear of death, ultimate fear of non-existence, and all that kind of thing, that will never go away unless we have done deep vichar on tattva avamarshana, tattva avamarshana, by deep reflection on the reality. When we come to know that I am one with the whole universe, I am one with everything, then only fear will go away. Otherwise, we can get rid of little fears only, but not ultimate fear. We'll always be afraid, always be scared of so many, of leaving this world, leaving family, leaving wealth, leaving the house, leaving. We'll be scared of leaving this earth. And everybody has it. Even the person who thinks, oh man, I don't know what miserable life I have. Why don't Yamraj come and take me? Some people say like that. I have such a miserable life. I don't know why Yamraj doesn't come. Huh? One woodcutter, he was carrying a bundle of wood on his head like this. And in the hot sun, he was walking and taking it to the market to sell and get a few coins. And he was thinking, first I had to go and fetch this wood, cut this wood, make this bundle, put it on my hair, walk to the market, I'll get a few coins, then I'll take care of this family, and this family also don't appreciate what I do and nothing and all. What a miserable life I'm living. And he threw down that bundle of wood. And why doesn't Yamraj just come and take me? Such a miserable life. Then suddenly Yamraj came. So he was taken by surprise. Who are you? I'm Yamraj. You called? You called? No, he's taken by surprise. And he's the same one who said just now, why doesn't Yamraj come and take me? But when Yamraj really came now, I called, please help me put this wood on my head. Because we say it, but when this thing really occurs, then we know what fear comes in our heart. So if the one who has not reflected on tattva, the reality, this fear will always be there. That is easily seen. Look here. We are never afraid of our own hand. I am never afraid that this hand will strike me. But another person's hand, I don't know. Because there's me and there's that person, there are two. In the case of this body, there is only one. So where there is oneness, there is no fear. I'm not afraid my own hand will hit me. Because it's all me, one person. The moment you introduce duality, so dvayat bhayam, the Shastra says. From dvayat to duality comes fear. So that is why he says, we have to reflect on the tattva, reality, to discover it is one reality which is pervading the whole universe. So when that one comes, one body, I'm not afraid that my hand will strike me or something will happen. But when two are there, and I see duality in this world, there will always be fear. That is the idea. Now he continues. Other impurities, how to remove. So that impurity was bhaya. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna, Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Anvikshikya Shoka Mohau Dambam Mahadupasaya. Anvikshikya, the ability to see the truth, will remove Shoka Moha. You know, the whole Bhagavad Gita will remove this Shoka Moha of Arjuna. So now a new word has come in, Moha. So what is that now? So Moha is a very simple thing. I'll tell you in simple English language. To see or to think or to understand anything opposite to what it is, that is called as Moha. I see, I think, or I understand anything opposite to what it is or other than what it is. That thing is called as Moha. So, for example, I am part of Ishvara, but I don't see, I think opposite. I'm not connected to Ishvara, he is somewhere. I'm inseparable from Ishvara. Inseparable. Never been separated, not separated now, and cannot be separated. But what we think. And how we talk also in our language. Kaun jane? Uppar wala jane. Everybody say like that or not? Huh? So where he is? So this, I'm thinking opposite to what is the truth, isn't it? I'm thinking he's there when he is right here. This thing is called as moha, delusion. So now he says, and this is this delusion which is the cause of sorrow. Because I'm always thinking opposite to what the truth is. This happiness is here, I'm thinking it is there. And therefore, just now you see, so I think it is there, so I run after it. And the nature of the world is sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't get it. That's the nature of the world. So when I run after it, sometimes I'll get it, then I'm happy. Other times I don't get it, I'm miserable. Like that. So the cause of this shoka, which is sorrow, the cause of this sorrow is this same moha. I thought it was there, when really it is here. And so the way to get rid of anvishikya. Anvishikya means the ability to see the truth. I have again and again, I have to reflect, and come to see the truth. So the way to remove this shoka moha, which is this layer of impurity, is to come to see to reflect on the truth again and again, reality. Dambham madhupasaya. What a nice phrase. Dambha means hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means two-face. Two-face. So the way to do that, the way to remove this thing is to do seva for great people. I have to find some great person and do seva. See, living or getting darshan of that person regularly and doing seva for that person regularly, one will come to see that this person doesn't have two faces. You know, this person has one face. As it, see, in body, speech, and mind, we should be like that. Straightforward, simple. Tulsidaji writes in Ramayana so many times. Saral subhavana mana kutilai. Jatha labh santosha sadai. Very simple, straightforward, and just be like that. No, duvida, duality, and all these different things, you know. And two-face and all. Acting one way here, but in something else. So there's like two personality and all. So he said the way to do that is to do upasana or serve some great people, great sages, great souls, mahatmas, all that kind of thing, like that. I know some people who live in cities like this or in big cities. And Swamiji, I live in some big city, you know, Calgary, where I will find Mahatma. Oh, I'll do seva for Mahatma. Hey, you have to go there and do physical seva or anything. You just have to make sure that your mind is in tune with some Mahatma who you know. And nowadays it is easier because you have so many various type of media now, YouTube and I don't know, Instagram and Facebook and they have so many good videos with so many great souls and all. Just to listen to some short message and reflect on it and keep the mind on that person like that. And this Dambha, Bhagavan speaks about Dambha in Bhagavad Gita many times. Dambha comes here.
Dambha, Abhiman.
Yeah, many times in Gita. So, by serving some, each person must have some mentor in life. If we Guru bina bhavaniti tarai na koi, jo viranchi sankar samhoi. If that person is even the like of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, he also will not cross over. That Bhagavan Krishna had Guru, mentor. Bhagavan Ram had mentor. Then we feel we should not have mentor. One person asked Gurudev, why do I need a guru, I can look at the video, I can read the book. Why do I need a guru? Gurudev said, why didn't you go and ask this to the book? So we need some person, some mentor to look up to, some great one to. And so that's called mental seva. And my mind is tuned to that person like that. Yogantarayan maunena, and all the problems that arise in yoga, obstacles in yoga means when we are doing all our different types of practices. And yoga for a person who is not only part of yoga, for example, we are not only part of Patanjali yoga and all of that, right? We are here in this Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta of Bhagavan Shankaracharya, and that's what we teach. So then what is the relevance of this to us? The idea is, here also, you have to develop now. We say, first we have to have Shamati Shakka Sampatti, correct or not? So they are developing Yama, Niyama, and all they're trying to do all of those things. But here you also have the same list of different things we have to develop here. So now there are obstacles in developing all of them in the same way. That's the meaning. So, Maunia, by observing Maun, by being quiet, because the person who is able to keep quiet will be able to decipher the enemy very fast. The one who is a good observer, like Mutt and Jeff. Jeff came home with a little dog. Mutt said, why you got this dog? He said, because, nowadays things have become a little bit dangerous and there are so many burglaries and home invasion and this and that also. So I brought this dog. He's a good watchdog. So I brought this dog. So Jeff said, okay. That night itself, some burglar came and broke into their house. And he was taking everything. And then he's a watchdog. That dog watched. He did nothing. But look here, we have to be a good watcher like that. And a mauna is the first step to being a good watcher, yeah, to see all things which are going on in the mind. Otherwise, the mind plays so many tricks. The mind is very tricky. Talking about tricky, let me see how much time I have here. So, mauna, observing mauna will remove a lot of obstacles in yoga. Himsam, kaya adi, anihaya, by control of the body, mind, and intellect, kaya adi. BMI. Have you heard the phrase BMI? Right. By the mastery and control of BMI, we can get rid of himsa. Himsa means violence. In other words, I can commit himsa at the bodily level. I can commit himsa at the speech level. And I can commit himsa also at the mental level. If I'm thinking of, let me tell you something. You don't know all the time. Let me just give you the example. All those people who are my age or near my age, listen to this. There has to be a movie called Sholay. Have you seen it? Right. Everybody has seen. So now, when they are beating Gabbar Singh in the end, Gabbar Singh is getting good licks, beating at the end. What do you keep saying in your mind? Yeah, give him some more. See, everybody knows it. Give him some more. And any movie you sit down to look at, and you're waiting for the point where they will catch that villain and give him some. Yes, we are all looking forward to that or not? It means in our mind there is this thing called himsa embedded. Embedded. We are so glad when they catch the criminal, when they catch the villain, when they catch that bad guy. We're so happy, isn't it? And not only catch him, but give him some good punishment. Licking. Give him some good licking. That means everybody's mind has himsa in it. So he says the way to get rid of this himsa is to have mastery over this speech, because by speech we can hurt people also, isn't it? And by this body we can hurt again. So mastery over the kaya adi is given, body and speech and mind and everything like that, all the faculties. This is the idea. Huh? Otherwise, see, all of these things are hidden. You may not have thought about it. So then what we should say, people ask, okay, so Swamiji, you mean when they catch this big serial killer and all, I should not be happy and let them give him some good punishment? Look here. You came into a world where there are so many other jivas going on, living, right? And this jiva's karma is playing out with this jiva, and this jiva's karma is playing out with that jiva. And you made any of that? You created any of that? No, we did not create any of that. Whatever this jiva's karma is playing out with this jiva, and there's so many complex karmas going on everywhere, we created none of it. We just came here and why don't you just look at the whole thing like that and let it be? You understand that this is the way it is. I came and met it like that. I did not create any of it. Therefore, why should I be glad if this one beats this one, and that one beats that one, and this one punishes that one? In any case, all the karma which is going on, I did not make. Nor can I change any of it. I did not make any of it, nor can I change any of it. So when I start thinking like this now, I say, oh, I'm mastering my own mental thought, because my thought went on, let them catch him and give him some good punishment, I'll be happy. And whether they catch him and give him punishment, or they don't catch him and don't give him any punishment, you really cannot do. So why are you bothering your mind about carrying this violence? We carry the violence in our mind. That is why this is the argument many people have for what we call as retributive justice. Retributive justice, many people oppose that thing, because that really doesn't do anything. That is the expression of violence inherent in human beings. Retributive justice inherent in our mind. I mean, this fellow did such and such, we'll catch him and we'll give him such and such. Like that. And that really doesn't do anything. The recidivism, it proves that. No matter how much you punish this fellow and you let him go, next day he goes and does the same. The high rate of recidivism, means going back to the same crime, proves. No, at the same time, you cannot say, no, he's a danger to society, and then you should not do anything also. Let him go on a rampage and do whatever he wants. We don't say that also. We are saying that we can do this without having the desire for violence in our mind. This can be done very well. I say, here is a society with 100 people, and here is this one man who is a danger to this 100 people. He is committing crime. Therefore, let me catch him and put him in a place where he'll not be a danger to this. So my intention should be to protect these 100 people, not to give this fellow some good punishment. That is where the violence expresses itself, like that. My intention, there is hard, and then imandari, respectable, this, that. And this fellow is causing trouble to them. So let me just put him somewhere so he'll not cause trouble to the. That thing, this type of control of the mind is what is being referred to. And this only will remove the violence from the mind. Otherwise, we all walk with violence in our mind. And it's proven when we see those movies and all. Now, number 21. Kripaya bhutajam dukham devam jayatsamadhina kripaya So now the dukkha, afflictions, come from the three places: Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmik, we say. So this becomes, so now when the people around me, Bhutajam Dukkham, the people around me, they're causing all dukkha to me, this one, that. And they come from everywhere. All the close members of the family also. Sometimes. So, to get rid of that dukkha, affliction, what we do? We have compassion. Oh, these poor people, they really don't know. Just like when we look at children, the poor child doesn't know. So we have to have compassion to get rid of this dvesha that we have for people around us that cause us dukkha. This is the problem, right? The ones around us who cause dukkha to us, we develop dvesh, and from that dvesh, anger, and then and shout, and all the other thing goes on, isn't it? They go on. So kripaya bhutajam dukkham daivam jahyat samadhina, and the phenomenal forces, earthquakes and hurricanes and extreme weather, like yesterday, one thunderstorm. Yesterday, terrible thunderstorm came in. Zoom, 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 that lightning was coming. Somebody was saying Bhagwan is taking photo. His flashes were coming like that. So, the way to get rid of Adi Daivik is to maintain samatva. This is a big word in Bhagavad Gita. Balance. You say, sometimes there will be thunderstorm. Sometimes there will be a nice and bright and sunny day, but other time there will be thunderstorm. What to say? So you maintain a balance. That requires a nice acceptance. And acceptance means, I in this world, I found it like this, and in this world, you can have this sometimes, and you can have that sometimes. So I maintain. Like one fellow, he was walking in the countryside here, So he saw a farmer, shepherd or somebody like that outside. So he asked the shepherd, what type of weather do you think we're going to have today? Because these people in the countryside, they can just look. In cities, when you live and you look, you see buildings only, you don't see anything. So yeah, what type of weather do you think we're going to have today? So that shepherd said, we're going to have the type of weather which I like. he says, so what about if it rains? I like rain. Oh, what about if it? So in other words, he has come to accept rain is as good as sun. But in these type of countries, the moment we get up in the morning, we look at the weather. It's going to be a terrible day. And the whole society and culture teaches you to say like that also. It's going to be a terrible day. So, but the Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, we don't accept as it is. That acceptance should be there. It is Samadhina means Samatva. Equilibrium and balance. That is the way it is. That is the idea. Then, Atmajam Yoga Virena. And by those afflictions which come from our own inside, this regret, that memory, and that feeling sorry, and then so many things come from inside, and my mind is troubling me. Going here, going there, satsang is going on here, then the mind goes everywhere and then comes back after some time. Especially when the Swami makes a joke, then the mind comes back. And then you ask the other person, what he said. So all these afflictions coming from within, past and regret and anxiety and so many things, that is removed by, it says, yoga virena, by the power of yoga. Power of yoga means the power of strict control of the mind. I have to be able to again and again practice bringing the mind. Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells very nicely in Bhagavad Gita, it will go. Don't get angry that it goes. We usually get angry or we get frustrated or, I'm fed up with this mind, I keep sitting to do meditation and this mind keeps going. Just now we saw in the bhajan which I was chanting in the beginning. Sahiba mile saburi mein. Saburi mein means in great patience. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, yato nischarati manas chanchalam astiram tatas tato niyam. And it will go 100 times, but you bring it back 100 times. You've got patience and, let it go. It doesn't need you. You just bring it back 100 times. Don't say, I'm fed up, I'm frustrated. Every time I sit there, this thing. This is called yoga bala. To have this firm strength and also not to say, hey, it was gone, come back now. It is gone again, come back now. Usually when we do that 10 times, we get fed up. But we should not be fed up. The one who gets fed up means he has no yoga bala. So yoga balena, nidra, sattva nishevaya. And the laziness, now this sleep, slumber, laziness, sloth, procrastination, all this, the way to get rid of that, it is another big impurity of the mind. Because many times we start Om, sit down and we start chanting Om to meditate on Om, and after some time, Nidra, Tamas. So he said by Sattva, this has to be removed. I'll tell you one more thing. That is why you have to be so mindful, so careful. Look here. In our Mandukya Karika, there it is given very nicely that we have to move from Tama to Sattva and then Gunatita. Beyond the 3 gunas. Because we are born in Tamas. And when we are little children, we don't know anything. Total ignorance. We know nothing. And we only believe what these people say, I am your parents. Okay, thank you. We don't know. Total ignorance is there. So we are born like that. So we are supposed to, and that's why the parents also tell the children, wake up in the morning. The children don't want to wake up. Parents wake up because they have grown out of that tamas and they have gone into rajas and all that. But the children, you have to keep waking them up. Beta, wake up. And that father was telling that boy, son, wake up. The early bird catches the worm. That boy said, Dad, that is exactly my point. See what happened to that worm? He got up early. That is why I'm not getting up. You see. So, from that age, tamas. So he says that tamas is always there in the mind: procrastination, laziness, not getting to this, not getting. No, I'm supposed to chant Hanuman Chalisa, do Purusha Suktam, do something. Tamas. We have to practice sattvic things. All is sattvic. Listen to sattvic music, eat sattvic food, attend sattvic functions, instead of going to, when you have heavy metal. I think you go to a concert where they're playing nice sitar, sattvic concert like that. So you can go to this type of concert or you can go to that type of concert. But so we have to make our all sattvic habits. I'll tell you one more dangerous thing which is happening today. You have not thought about it. So I started just now telling you, the Karika tells you're supposed to go from tamas to rajas to sattva and then gunatita. Right? Beyond the three gunas. Okay. The whole society in which you are living today, and it is testimony, it is proven by the fact that all of you have moved and come to this country. What is happening today is the modern technology and AI and all the modern things which are happening, right? What the goal is, the Karika is teaching to go this way. The goal of all modern development technology is to go the other way. I'll show you how. What you do, use the little bit of sattva that you have and think well and figure out how to put the whole prakriti to work. So AI will work, robots will work, mechanics will work, all machines will work. So you use the sattva to figure out how to put everything to work. So your sattva is used to put the whole rajas into motion because the work is rajas, right? And what you will do in the end? Tamas. I will do nothing. And what you don't use, you lose. So the AI is brain. So I don't use my brain. AI will do everything. So brain gone. And the robot is brawn. So brain and brawn will both go. And then I will just be there doing nothing. So the whole modern technological development advancement, what we are calling as advancement, is really a journey from sattva to tamas. Pure tamas. I will only go and sit by the beach or something. While the scriptures are telling us to this way. It's amazing what is happening to the whole species, and this is the direction we are all going. So we have to make sure that in our satsang and all that we reiterate how important it is to develop, promote, perpetuate, practice sattvic activities and gunas and traits and qualities like that. It's very, very important because the society will not do that for us. The society will take us in the opposite direction. And this is what is called the American dream, correct or not? They have a big phrase called American dream or Canadian dream and all. The Canadian dream is so in the end, let money work, let others work, and I will do. Let the investment work. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will do nothing. Tamas, pure tamas. So he says sattva nishevaya, develop all sattvic habits, traits, qualities, and all that kind of thing. And that will get rid of this sleep, tamas, the slumber. Sleep there is used as a word for all the various types of tamasic traits. Okay, now my time is elapsed and we still have some 2-3 verses. But the teaching comes more or less in this, in this 22, 23 and all. It comes. He says, Rajasaha tamascha sattvena sattvam cha upashamena. So this is exactly what is given in the Karika. I remove tamas by rajas, and I remove rajas by sattva, and I remove sattva by meditation. I just sit quietly like that, and I transcend sattva also. This is the idea. And Etat sarvam guru bhaktya purushaha hi ajat asan anjasa jayet. And he says, if you don't want to do all of this, that last line says, if you don't want to do all of this, you just have firm faith in the Guru. All of this is achieved by having firm faith in the Guru only. Guru Bhaktya, Guru Bhakti. All of this will be achieved by Guru Bhakti. If we don't, some people, I don't like all this, Swamiji. My mind is not capable of doing all this vichar and all that kind of thing. I have little intellect. If I use it up now, what I'll do in my old age, So I do have Guru Bhakti. Guru Bhakti, very big, important thing. Upadeshamimam nityam vimrishami punah punaha. Again and again, I will reflect on this upadesh given. Shamanam cha prapashyami. Shamanam cha prapashyami. Malanam tu shanaihi. And I will slowly see the reduction in all of these. Means I will think about this upadesh again and again. Punaha. And slowly, I'll see the reduction of all my impurities. Ishvara anugrahat eva prasadena gurustatha kim na sadhyam maya loke nischintaha aham ataha aduna. Meaning to say, by Lord's grace and by Bhagwan's grace and Guru's grace and like that, what is there in this world which I cannot achieve? So these last verses we are just reading is not part of the whole sadhana. It's just like phalastuti, that kind of thing. And the last one says, Mita. Prapsyami shigram manasaha hi shuddhim. That I shall gain very soon pure mind. Lina swarupe bhavita cha buddhi. And my buddhi will get immersed in my own true nature, my own true self. Pashyan nijananda swarupa lokam. I will seeing my own Satchit Swarup, Satchitananda Swarup, my own nature I will see. Sukham charishyami sada vimukta. And I will walk this earth all the time in bliss and joy. So, see, either I practice all of that, which has been given in all of the verses, or I have strong Guru Bhakti. Strong Guru Bhakti is such. When we say strong, we really mean strong, and not just like that. And then, for most people, that is not so simple. So I have to practice all of these sadhanas. Okay. Now, the tradition is we chant the Paramatma Dvayanandaha Sarvabhuta Stito Pitha Sarvabhuta Stito Piha Ajnanena Vrito Drishtaha Tathaiva Chamalaihi. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this Manah Sodhanam. Lot of nice verses. I'll tell one more thing. One verse is enough. Many times we say, no, I have to do the whole text, whole thing. One of them we take well and do it well. That is enough. Okay. So I will end now. We have the arti, or we have somebody say something first?
Yes. With just on the envelope, please.
Yeah.
My hope.
Thank you, Swamiji. I'm sad that the yajna has come to an end.